Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of the Athletes Roundtable. I'm Jordan Score,
This is Ryan Murphy.
and today we have on Iona women's basketball player.
Ella Fajardo.
All right, Ella, well, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. If you could just, introduce yourself, where you're from, what grade you are, maybe your major as well.
Thank you for having me, Ryan. Thank you, Jordan. You guys are always kind of behind the scenes. Ryan is kind of on the court, still behind the scenes, but when he gets that rebound, it's like, all right, Ryan's here. We got to box him out. We got to find him every single time. But I'm from New Jersey. I used to live in Bergenfield, which was Bergen County. Now I'm more towards Morristown. I'm a transfer student, a junior, but I did redshirt my freshman year, so I still have 3 more years of eligibility, including this year, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah.
Also, FYI, for those who don't know, I'm on the practice squad, so that's why Ella is always afraid of me getting rebounds and posting her up, perhaps. But Ella, being from New Jersey, what school did you come from?
I came from Fairleigh Dickinson University, which is where Coach Ange came from. So a huge part of my transferring into this school was Coach Ange bringing Sierra and I with her from FDU.
How has the transition process been moving from FDU to Iona?
It's been really great. I mean, in terms of team-wise, because those are the people that you're with the most, we have a really, really nice group of girls. Sometimes Coach Ange is like, no, you guys got to have a chip on your shoulder. You got to be competitive, which we are. But off the court, it's like we've all gelled really nicely. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but a lot of them are international students. But I find them the funniest people on earth because they'll say something and they don't know that they're funny, but it's like they're the funniest people on earth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love them
I know
so much.
Nat's from
Georgia. Yeah.
Like the country of Georgia.
Yes.
Which is shows you how many international players are on the team.
She's the first Division I women's basketball player from Georgia to play Division I. So she's a big deal. Yeah.
She's kind of famous.
She's very famous in my eyes. Yeah.
And you're from Philippines?
I'm a dual citizen. I wasn't born in the Philippines, but I got my dual citizenship when I was pretty young, and I visited almost every summer. So I'd say that I have my fair share of culture appreciation, and playing on the Philippine national team helps a lot with connecting back to my roots.
Yeah, so could you talk a little bit about playing on that national team? What was it? What did you do? How'd you do?
Yeah, so I've been playing on the national team since I was 16 years old. I think my first time playing, it was a 3-on-3. Went to Mongolia. I saw Haley Van Lith and stuff like that. Damn. I took 3 pictures with her in one day. That's how much I was oh, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? Mongolia, that was my first one. That was a World Cup 3-on-3. And then I went to Malaysia to play 3-on-3 for the Asia Cup. That's when we got the bronze medal. And then COVID happened, whatnot. And then the reason why I redshirted my freshman year was because I asked Coach Ange for the whole month of November. So I missed September. So for a whole month of September, I was not present in practice. And mind you, I was a freshman, and we have a million plays. So I didn't get to really memorize them all like this. I went to, where was I? This was my first 5-on-5 I'm blanking out. Where was it? Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Jordan. So that was my first FIBA, and then I've been to, this past year I was in Australia, and for SEA Games I was in Cambodia. So I feel like I have my fair share of seeing the world, and all because of basketball. It's really insane. I'm really grateful for it.
What was the experience going to Australia, Jordan, and just playing over there?
There were definitely some teams where it's always the Asian teams that are a little bit more, a little less muscle. That's the malnutrition low-key, but it's the same for the Philippines. I can say that because I know. But teams when we played against Australia and China, oh my gosh, when I come back here, I swear I'm always fouling by accident, but over there's no such thing as 2 touches. There's no such thing as, sometimes you can take 3 steps over there. Where here, it's if you take a slow 1-2 step, it's a travel. So the rules are completely different, and you're playing against women. Some of them literally have kids, so they have a lot of knowledge and experience.
College player playing against a mom.
Yeah, no, literally, it is like that, but it's really fun. I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, every single time, so.
Do you have a favorite place that you traveled to because of basketball?
I really liked Vietnam. I didn't mention that, but I did go to Vietnam because I like Vietnamese food, pho, banh mi, and this past summer I went to Australia, and I feel like Australians are gonna get mad at me. Sorry, Emma, but it's like an America dupe. Like it's literally like I was so comfortable there. There are less people, so it feels more like you can breathe. But they do have spiders.
Yes,
So,
I heard that
Yeah.
spider season is crazy.
Yeah.
Like spiders,
They
like
have to-
gigantic.
Yeah, so like if they have boots and they want to put their boots on, they have to shake it in order to see if they're like spiders and stuff, because people get bug bites off that. So I was a little scared of that because I don't like spiders.
I would be
That's
so
crazy.
paranoid if I lived over there with the spiders.
Yeah.
Me too. So you got the bronze medal in the 3v3 tournament, or was it 5v5?
It was 3v3.
3v3.
Yeah.
So is there a moment that you remember, like, that sticks out to you that, I don't know, makes that trip, or not that trip, that tournament, like, exciting for you?
The last day of the tournament, I think we played 3-on-3 games, and how 3x3 works is that it's 10 minutes, and you have to score in 12 seconds, so the endurance that you have for that is insane. Like, I remember looking at pictures of, like, my body, how I looked, and it was like there was just no muscle. It was just like, I don't know how to describe it because I was running so much. I felt like all my muscle was gone. I was just like, I looked kind of frail. I think just that last day was crazy because I don't know I forgot who the first team we played, but then it was Australia because apparently they're an Asian country. They are though. They are.
That's
even
interesting.
Though,
I would never
yeah,
have thought that.
as well as New Zealand. They don't really look like Asian, but
They're, like, so
I think
far away,
demographically,
too.
yeah.
Okay.
So then we had to play Australia, and we almost won. We almost pulled it off, and then we had to play China. When we played China, that was the third time we had played them 3x3 wise. We lost to them in the World Cup previously. We lost to them a little earlier in the tournament. And then finally we had to play them again in order to get that bronze medal. And these are like, I don't know what they do in China, but they have the boycotts. They're like ripped. And this is U18. So it's like, all right, how are we going to do this, guys? But this is the farthest that we had ever gone. So it was like we just played like we couldn't, there was no tomorrow basically. So I think that was incredibly memorable. Definitely a huge stepping stone for women's basketball in the Philippines, and I'm just really proud to be a part of that.
What are like the biggest differences playing like in that league compared to playing like Division 1?
Well, it's funny you say that because sometimes we will have 3-on-3 drills, and I feel like in college, you have 30 seconds to score. There's a big difference between 30 seconds and 24 seconds, but when you think of 3-on-3, because are you asking 3-on-3 or 5-on-5?
5-on-5.
All right, 5-on-5. So you have 30 seconds typically to score here in college. And then when you go overseas, it's a 24-second shot clock. Let's say you have 8 seconds to get down the court from, the half court rule. So then let's say you get the ball down at 20 seconds. Sometimes, 18 seconds. I feel like that in itself is a really big deal because even if you're pushing the ball with 30 seconds here in college, you'll still have 24 seconds to do something. So it's it's very fast paced. So whenever we get a rebound in the Philippines or really any team that's playing with a 24-hour shot clock, it's like you gotta go. You can't be like, all right, what play am I gonna call? Or all right, who am I gonna pass to? It's like everybody knows exactly what they need to do and where they need to be spot wise. So I feel like the game's a lot faster. Everybody's running. Everyone's going 2 times speed. So
yeah, when we had you don't know her, but Juana Camillion last year on the basketball team, she was on the podcast and she was saying similar things where Europe, well, she was playing in Europe, but those rules were a little bit different. The shot clock was a little bit different. Charges were different. It's all defense. It's completely kind of different game, even though it's the same.
Yeah. I mean, even we had a scrimmage and it wasn't even a Euro step that I took, but it was I had my first step was here, the ball was here. My second step was all the way up here, and then I laid it in. But I guess sometimes the refs aren't used to seeing things like that. It's either a fast 1-2, whatever, but even if you drag your foot a little, but you still take 2 steps, it's a travel. Versus when you are overseas, I feel like there's so much more leniency to your steps, and even up and unders and stuff like that. So That's why it's a little hard for internationals to get used to our system here. But it's like, I totally get it. Your whole life, you've been having that freedom to make those kind of moves, and then here it kind of feels like you can't do anything sometimes. So, yeah.
Playing over there, is it like easier to like get like your skills better, or is it like harder?
I'd say it's harder because in the Philippines we're quite short. So I wasn't even the shortest point guard. I think I was maybe the 4th shortest. So they're all like this. So in terms of protecting the ball, they're just pesty, and I don't know, something about them. It's like they know how I move sometimes. So it's like they'll really time, tipping the ball. We have this thing called, I don't know what it is in English. It's called sundut. So like if you go by someone, they'll tip it from behind. Oh, and even if they're so small, they'll still tip it. Yeah. And I'm like, that like my first week in the Philippines, that's all that they would do to me.
It's so annoying.
It's really annoying because it's like, oh, I'm past this defender. Let me think to do whatever. But you can't think. You have 24 seconds to do something. So it's like, go past your defender. You gotta like seal her, or you gotta have your dribble real low, and that's just at a guard perspective. Like, imagine you have to think about that, and you have to think about the bajillion plays, and it's a lot for point guard. But yeah.
So you have, obviously you're from New Jersey, but you have like a background in Filipino basketball, playing for the national team, and then other people on the team, like Emma's from Australia, Noah's from Israel, Nat's from Georgia. Georgia. The team diversity, like, do you think either one, how does that affect the team, like being from all over the place and maybe having to learn American rules a little differently? And also, like, how does it affect you guys as like a team personally, like communication and stuff?
Right. Communication wise, I think everyone's pretty good at English. I mean, if anything, it's all about accountability. So we have 2 more Spaniards on the team, right? So if our freshman Spaniard doesn't understand, then our 2 other Spaniard senior sophomore will help her out. But like, let's say Noah, right? She's the only person from Israel. So typically she's pretty good at picking up things. But I'll go a little bit into playing style. I like playing with internationals because here in the United States, especially for guards, I feel like it's all like breakdown moves, versus when you look at the internationals, they're really good at just making simple plays, simple passes, simple shots. If you look at just like European people play in general, I feel like it just looks easier. What do you call this? In the United States, I'd say that there's a lot of dribble drives versus Europeans. It's like two dribbles and pass. So I like how they kind of keep it simple and also know their roles. Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that, because I've noticed from obviously playing on the practice squad and like watching a lot of basketball, but as far as Iona, all the best passers have been international, like every single one of them, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why.
Maybe.
I know
really good.
Watching like the US like men's team versus the Spain team, it's like Spain is just so simple, like the way they play, and like they just pass, they shoot. Like US, you got like Durant just like making all the special moves.
Right.
I feel like it is like easier to play over in like their style a little bit than like in US, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean it's kind of hard to say because it's always like, what's your foundation? I remember growing up, it used to be a lot of breakdown moves for me. I was a small guard, so I have to know how to have good handle, how to really push the ball. Versus I think in Europe, this is what I think, they really break down like passing and moving, especially movement. And it's not just in Europe, because even in Australia, Emma's really good at when she passes, she just constantly moves. Versus here, I feel like it's like a pass to Durant. All right, you do your thing. And then once he passes, Kyrie can do his thing.
Yeah, it's like the ISO.
Right. Versus in Europe and Asia, they're just constantly moving. Like if you ever watch Japan play, they're not the tallest, but they just won the Asia Cup that I was at. So, and they just move. They move and they move. Yeah.
So I want to switch gears here for a second. So you're kind of Instagram/YouTube famous here. Like we're a little more famous than Jordan and I at Leisure Productions here, which is hard to do. No, I'm just kidding. Talk a little bit about that. Like how did that get started? Like how do you grow so much?
Yeah, it was crazy because I mean, I post videos, or I used to post videos, and I'd be like kind of checking maybe every 2 hours or whatnot, but I had this one video. It was Americans trying Filipino snacks, and that's what kind of like, I think that's at 3.6 million views, and I was just like, wow. Because Filipinos, one, love being on their phone with all the social media and whatnot, and two, they love when their culture is shared. So I feel like that's why it was like a big hit. And the reason why I started uploading videos is because really my dad was like, you know, your life is kind of interesting. You have basketball going on. You're a dual citizen. Like, why not share that, not just with everyone else, but have videos that you can, in a couple of years, look back on and see how much you've grown. So I really like that idea. I love like having my siblings in my videos as well, because I get to see them grow literally right before my eyes. I mean, I used to see them every single day, so I wouldn't notice anything, but when I was looking back at the videos, it's like, oh, look how small Andy and Ava were. So I feel like that's the beauty of, you know, uploading videos.
Did it like take a long time to gain like all those followers, or was it like overnight success?
Besides that YouTube video, because in order to get monetized, I think you have to have like 100 watch hours, 1,000 watch hours, and 1,000 subscribers. So that really helped and boosted, you know, the credentials that I needed. But besides that, I feel like it was like really small increments of gaining those followers. Yeah.
So, obviously, having this large following, does this result in any like NIL deals or anything like that?
I've been looking more towards the deals now, just because we have like this new app that they've been introducing to us, Open Doors. Not sure if I'll look too much into that. No, for sure I will, but I don't know just when, because of my schedule and whatnot. But I did pick up a contract with Nike in the Philippines. Well, it's like Nike International, so like if you get one in the Philippines, then I still get some discount at Nike stores here in America, thank God. But yeah, I'm a Nike athlete, and I don't know if you guys have heard of Milo. It's like an energy drink. It's more tailored towards kids. So I had a little partnership with them for about a year, and yeah. And then besides that, it's sometimes whoever wants to email me and ask me to post something about their product, and it aligns with, you know, my morals, my values, then I'll usually do it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you'll have the answer to this question, but I'm just interested because, okay, you're sponsored by Nike, but isn't Iona an Adidas school?
Yes, it is. So on the court, I can't wear Nike because obviously, you know, I want to be representing my school as it is, and I want to be as equal as my peers. But I think outside of the basketball court, I think it's okay to wear some of the stuff that they give me, or if I ever want to post something, I'm able to like go out somewhere else and like show everybody what they want me to promote.
What are the shoes like you wear on game day?
On game day with Nike or with Adidas?
Like this upcoming season, what are going to be like your go-to shoes?
I just wear whatever our manager gives us, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about me and shoes, especially when it comes to basketball shoes, it's like I'm always so loyal to whatever pair I get. Like, I'm gonna wear it until it wears out, because I like when I'm used to it. I'm not really a person that tends to switch it up a lot, just because comfort is a huge thing for me. So what am I wearing now? I don't even know what pair I'm wearing now, but I've been okay. I think the ankle support is there, so.
So you didn't really care like what like product it is, or like what brand? It's just you get it and you just wear it?
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah. I used to be I am the same way. Like, I have no idea what shoes I wear right now. I think they're Dames, actually, just because it says Dame Time on it. But I remember the first time when I was a freshman, the first time I showed up to the practice squad, I showed up with Air Monarchs, which is like the dad shoes with no grip on the bottom. I had holes in my shoes, and that's what I showed up to practice with. And the Coach Jordan, who's not with us anymore, he's at Chicago, I think. He was like, "What size shoe are you, Ryan?" And he went up to his office and grabbed a pair of his shoes and gave them to me. And I'm like, "Wow, that was the nicest thing." But
that's nice. Yeah.
But shoes were never my thing, obviously.
Yeah.
I wear them to the very end.
Yes.
I know in like North Carolina, like the school just like gives you like free Jordans to wear, which is insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
I would love to play in North Carolina.
Their merch is really nice. Yeah.
So what was FDU? Was that sponsored by any?
They were sponsored by it was an Under Armour.
Okay.
I like Adidas way more though, because something about the shoe, I would literally trip all over the place. And it wasn't like, because sometimes when the court is really clean, I'll trip by myself. I don't know if anybody else, I don't know if that's just me, but I remember one time we were warming up, and luckily we warm up like an hour before anybody else is there, but there was like 20 more minutes on the clock, and we were doing layup lines, and I went to pass the ball, and I face planted. Like, I kid you not, I face planted because I was wearing some type of, I think it was the Currys, to be honest. And I was just like, yeah, that's the last time I'm wearing that. So
Curry's my favorite player, but his shoes, I don't
like
know.
his shoe.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Mm-hmm. So how did you like get into basketball?
Well, if you look back to the Filipino culture, if you look back to my ancestors, even though we're really, really short, everybody is a basketball fanatic, basically. So my parents, both being from the Philippines, my dad just enrolled me at a summer camp, and I was like, all right, whatever. And then I played, practiced, whatever for that summer. My dad was like, do you want to continue? And I was like, sure, whatever. Like, I was just in 3rd grade. I wasn't really doing anything else. So I guess from that moment, my dad always tells me that it was my mom that was like, you need to get her good. So I became like his project. And I think I just embraced it from then on, because I don't know, something about basketball is like when you get that ball in the basket, or when you're running and everyone else is running with you, I guess it was the adrenaline, it was the friends that were around me, that it was like, you know, this is something that I could get used to.
So now, being on the team now, like, what's your favorite part? Is it still the friends? Is it still just going out and playing basketball? What is it?
Because it's a lot when you're in college and you're playing basketball and you have that schedule and you're a student athlete and whatnot. I think it's just like embracing every single moment. Like, I'm very, very grateful for all the teammates that I have now. Like I said, my best friend is literally from Israel now, and it's like, it's not just on the court that we gel, but it's off the court where I really learn about her and she learns about me, and we're just laughing because she can't pronounce some English words or whatever. But I just find so much joy in all the little things, like being a point guard. I feel like majority of my life I really wanted to be a scorer, and I still like to score now, but Coach Ann just taught me the power of an extra pass. And now it's like, when I get that pass to Judy and she makes a basket, like swishes that, I'm just like, you know, like, this is what I love. That's why I love basketball. I guess simple basketball also makes me really happy. You know, just moving the ball around, making quick, easy plays. I don't know. It's just like, the more that I listen to Coach Ange and actually like buy into what she wants us to do, and it works, it's like, oh, you know, it doesn't have to be so crazy all the time.
Could you talk a little bit about Coach Ange and like what made you want to go to FDU in the first place?
Coach Ange, I hope she's not watching this, but one thing about Coach Ange, which is really, really amazing, is that she's an amazing person outside of basketball. So you could ask any of our international students why they chose to be here rather than other schools, and they'll say that Coach Ange had called them for like 30 minutes to an hour, and not just about basketball. So I think that's what really, that was definitely a distinguishing factor about Coach Ange, was that she really cared, and she wanted to see what kind of person that you are so that you can contribute to the culture that's here. That's why I think all my teammates are really, really great, and you know, they're not just interested in basketball, and that's not just their life, but they actually have, you know, other hobbies and really great things to talk about and really great things to learn about.
So during the off season, was there any like fun activities that you guys did as a team to build up team chemistry?
Besides going to New York City, because that's really the go-to thing to do here. What did we do? I think we cooked a lot. I think that's definitely like, you know, something that's really fun, safe. Nothing
mostly
too
safe.
Crazy. mostly safe. But yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
I was looking at, I think it popped up on my Instagram one time, but recently you were like cooking some dish that you really liked? What
fish
was that?
tofu. It was fish
tofu.
tofu.
That sounds awful to me.
No, it's so good. I promise you, it's so good and it's so easy to make. But I think I know what you're saying.
Fish and tofu.
Yeah.
What's the type of fish? Is it like any?
I don't know. I just know I'm not allergic to anything.
So. I wouldn't trust that.
No, it's really good. I swear.
You know what we wanted to do last year, and we actually were trying to do it this year, is to have like, especially with the women's basketball team, since everyone's so international, to have like people cook a meal and then like us like have like a little 5-minute video.
No, I would love that.
Yeah,
I would bring Filipino food.
Oh,
for you guys
for this
to
podcast. Getting hungry out here, but I don't know about for fish tofu.
No, it's good. I swear. I bet if I were to give it to you and not tell you what it is, you'd like it.
Yeah,
I know for a
fact.
I know for a fact.
I'm willing to try it though. I'll try it.
Yeah, it's like that same thing with like octopus. Like I don't know like what the name was.
Calamari.
Calamari
is delicious. I love calamari.
It was like I was at a restaurant one time. My parents were like, "Get the calamari." I was like, "That sounds nasty," and then I had it and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So, I feel like if you just gave it to us without telling us, we'd probably
for
like
sure.
it.
For sure.
Is that your favorite food? The fish tofu?
I'd say so. I mean, it was my favorite food growing up because we had sent it to me, which is like international shipping of food thing, and they asked me to order a couple things online, which reminded me of my childhood. So that's something that I used to have every time. Yeah.
All right, well, I want to switch gears one more time before we go on to our fun little segment we have planned for. But this season, the basketball team, like, what are your preseason thoughts? It starts next week, next Tuesday, I think. Like, what are your thoughts on the team and how you're going to do?
So I guess our mindset right now, or not I guess, but I know that our mindset right now is to take it not just one game at a time, but one practice at a time. Because, you know, with Coach Ange coming in and her implementing her culture, her implementing, you know, her plays and what she wants and whatnot, I could totally see how for somebody who hadn't played with her, oh, wow, this is a lot of plays. Oh, wow, it's a lot of running, sprinting. It's a lot of little things. She's really into the detail. So that's why it's like lock in for 2 hours or 2 hours and 30 minutes of just pure like locked in. Like that's literally her hashtag, and that means to, you know, really listen to what she says, and not just to listen, but to really act out what she's trying to tell us to do. And I mean, more times than not, Coach Andrew is pretty good at like seeing the other team and what they do and making that adjustment for our team. So I feel like if we just continue to buy in, we're gonna be okay. You know, I think every team is struggling with whatever they're struggling with, but it's really through adversity that we become a stronger team.
What are some of the things that you like personally think the team needs to get better on before the upcoming season?
I'd say defense, because we are trying to be a defensive-minded team. We're not going to be able to outscore any team, I don't think. And I think that's a good mindset, because it's like get more stops and have more opportunities to score. It can't be like, oh, we score because we have a lot of scorers on the team, but then we give up a 3 on the other end. It's like back to 0. So I think that score and stop mentality, to get that bucket, but to get a stop so that we can get, you know, more opportunities to score than the other team.
And what are your, if you have any, your expectations for the season?
I just want us to go hard, honestly. I want us to dive on loose balls. I want us to, you know, when we double, not to just have a soft double, but to really make the other team uncomfortable. I think maybe that's really the main thing. I want everyone to be afraid of us, low-key, because I want us to be a threat. We're good enough, you know, and I totally get when Coach Ange says, like, this team needs a chip on their shoulder. We need to be more competitive, because we have that in us. I understand that even myself, I'm still trying to navigate, like, how to play the right way and how to do this, blah, 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 but at the end of the day, you just got to get it done.
So with a kind of like a whole new team besides like 4 or 5 players staying from last year, which player do you think is going to have like a breakout season that people should like look out for?
You said from the team last year?
Like
any
from
players
like
this year.
any
my
player.
Gosh. That's a good question, because I can name one player. I can name Sierra, just because she's a 5th year and she's a vet at this point. But looking at the whole team in general, it's like, let's say I have a not so good game, there's going to be someone to pick me up, for sure. I have that much trust in my teammates that, all right, if I'm not able to bring the ball down, Maya's going to help me out. If Judy's not shooting the way that she shoots, Noah's going to pick her up. if we can't drive to the basket, give the ball to Nat. It's like we have all these options, and it's just trusting in each other more. And yeah.
My money's on Noah, Maya, or Amaya, or Emma, or Ella. Start listing
really
everyone on the team.
Yeah. That's what makes the team great, you know? I mean, you could have one or two really, really great players, but then you can have really, really great defenders. So what are the rest of the people going to do? You know, Coach Ange always says that everybody's here for a reason, and I 100% believe that everybody on this team, we wouldn't be where we're at without them. So you're only strong as your weakest link.
You could have strength in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The one cool thing that I really like about the team this year is I feel like there's so much depth. That
there is.
If anyone's not performing well, you can just sub in someone else.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Going back to the Golden State Warriors, you gotta have strength in numbers and win a championship.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. Well, let's not go into NBA here. But I do want to get into our segment, which is I'm kind of excited for. I think it's going to be pretty fun. But if anyone's seen Family Feud, it's basically going to be that. So Fajardo, is that how you say your last name?
Yes.
Fajardo Feud today.
Fajardo Feud.
So basically, if you don't know how it works, this website that I grabbed the information from, they asked like 100 random people, surveyed 100 random people, and they gave the answer to a question. And you guys, the two of you working together, have to try to come up with the answers that the 100 people gave. So like if, I don't know, 50 people said one answer, and then like 30 people, 20 people, whatever.
Sounds
so you're going to
good.
try to get as many as you can.
Okay, perfect.
Do you want me to like change seats so it's
No, it's fine. I'll make sure
Yeah.
you can't see it. Okay, so the first question that we have, 100 random people. What would be the answer to this question? Name something snowmen might have nightmares about.
Snowman?
Snowman, yeah, like a snowman. What would they have a nightmare about? And
We can talk about it before.
oh yeah, you feel free. Yeah, you can talk about it a little bit.
How about
Here.
like those wind blowers? Is that a thing? Like
Wind blowers?
you know when people do like
yeah.
the
With, like,
to
the
get the
leaves?
leaves out?
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's legit.
Is that
I
your
think
first?
I'm going with that.
No.
I'll say yes. I'm gonna give it to you. The snowplow shovel is like the answer. So I'm gonna give it to you. I think that's close enough. Like
I think so.
Like a snowblower. Yeah. I'll give it to you.
I think okay. Thanks.
All right, there's one. That was only 3 people answered that one. So
Oh,
I
out of 100 people?
Yep.
Dang.
There's a big number one answer here that might be missed here. You guys keep guessing. Sorry, keep guessing until you get
The same thing?
the same answer, the same question to see if how many you can get at
Water?
the top. Water
Like rain?
rain is on there. Yes, rain. Also, 3 people said that one.
What? Only 3?
Yeah.
Are
That
we thinking too complicated?
So we got the snowblower, the rain. I'm totally blanking out. I don't
Birds?
know.
Birds is not. That's a strike.
Oh no.
Would
it be like
Let's say there's 3 strikes and then.
if I was a
like,
snowman?
Yeah.
I would be afraid of like little kids just like running and just like destroying me, you know? So I would say kids.
Little kids is also not on there.
No, dang.
Ooh.
All right.
Who are they? What people are they asking?
I mean, there's some pretty clear answers at the top
Okay,
here that I must say work pretty well with snow. Think of the song "Frosty the Snowman."
All I know from Frosty the Snowman was that he had like a his nose.
carrot?
A corn cob? No, sorry.
It's a
corn
carrot.
cob pipe. A carrot? Yeah, right. It is
Is
a
it?
carrot. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, it's a carrot
Corn
nose.
on the cob is
corn
crazy.
cob pipe. Corn cob. I actually don't know the words to that. Something with the corn cob.
I have no idea.
What happens at the end of Frosty the Snowman?
Listen, I haven't listened to
I
Frosty the
also-
Snowman since I was
I
like
also
maybe
don't
like
know.
10.
Oh my
That was, like,
gosh.
10
Okay,
years ago.
what happens when a snowman?
Mhm.
How does the snowman end? How does the snowman's days end?
Oh, melts.
Correct.
The sun.
Bingo!
Oh,
There we go.
the
That's the number one
sun.
answer right there. 62 people
What?
said sun/beach weather.
Yeah, but if it's cold enough, it's not gonna melt because of the sun. Like my snowman, whatever, lasts a couple days. It doesn't just melt.
True.
And also, it's not really like that sunny in winter. But I guess it makes
But they
sense.
answered. That's
They gotta
that's
ask
what it
New
says.
Yorkers, I
Yeah.
think. And
Other answers included fire, flamethrowers. That makes sense.
Flamethrower?
Fire?
Yeah. Blow dryers, and then two people said these: drought, snowballs, and peeing dogs.
Peeing dogs.
Yeah,
is
pretty good one.
Yeah.
Let me head over to the next question. What does that one? Okay.
You gotta think deep.
I know. All right. Here's the next one.
I guess not. With like the sun.
Sometimes you have to think deep. Sometimes Family Feud has like the dumbest answers.
All right.
But okay, here's the next one. If there was a store that only sold husbands, most people would try to buy one with what?
Money.
Money?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's job is number one. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you go into a store, like that's how you.
I'll also give you a bank account, which had 10 people. So.
Physique.
Yep, that's on there.
Cause like when you think of Barbie dolls, it's like they're usually ripped. I don't know.
You see the new Barbie movie?
I didn't. I haven't. I heard it was like low key. What do you call this? Like very feminist almost.
I did hear that. Yeah.
So
I didn't.
I was like.
I watched Oppenheimer instead. That was really good.
Oppenheimer was a good movie. I just feel like it was so like overhyped. It's like everywhere I looked, it was just Oppenheimer. And then I watched the movie, and it was like, it was a really good movie. Mm-hmm. I was just hoping more of like action, kind of.
I loved the movie. Like I would gladly watch it again, and I wanted to watch it in like IMAX theaters where you could get like the blast of air, basically you could feel. But no, I thought it was a great movie. I don't think it was overhyped personally.
It was a good movie, but.
Okay, that's a fair take, I suppose.
Stop right there with the butt.
What else are you thinking? Physique, you said money.
Can I just say looks? Because I feel like
looks
physique
is
a look. Yeah.
Head of hair is what they said. Sure, I'll count that. I want one more.
You had to choose a husband?
Yeah. Like, what would you look in a husband for?
Style, right?
Like
I mean,
loyalty.
If I was looking for a wife,
Loyalty?
I'd say like
loyalty is
dress,
not on there.
Style.
Style's also not on there. That's
really, huh?
That's 2 strikes right there.
Oh wow. Okay. How's loyalty not there?
A great question.
Right? Oh wait, what about smarts?
Yep, brain is on there with 2. You came in clutch there at that one. Personality / humor is on there. That was the second answer. The third answer was a warranty.
Warranty, dang.
Which is crazy, and a heart / character.
Oh, because I was thinking like if you go to a store, I was thinking that I don't know, the husbands are gonna be like not actual people, but like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? That's why the first thing I said was why the first thing I said was physique, because if you go into a store, you should know what it looks like, and I feel like people would be inclined, number one, to be like, does he look attractive? Versus, you know what I mean? That's kind of why I got to the physique. Now it just seems like, you know, I just
no, you answered the question.
I do agree with what you're saying, though. That makes sense, because you got to have someone that looks good.
No, I agree. Like, that was one of the answers.
Yeah.
I agree. Next question. This is kind of tailored more towards Ella, but Jordan, you can try to answer them as well. But
I'll try my best.
Name a place where if her husband took her there for anniversary, the wife would be mad.
I would be mad?
So yes, if you were to be taken on a date,
okay,
where would you be mad about being taken to for an anniversary?
Cheesecake Factory.
What? What?
I love
Cheesecake Factory is so great. Don't get me started, Jordan.
Where would I hate?
Yeah, like what would you not really enjoy?
I can say something right now that would be so messed up, though, so I'm not gonna say it. I'd say if you go to like this is gonna be so out of pocket, but I'd say like take me to like a war, something like, you know, like going to like Iran or Iraq. I don't know. I wouldn't.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that would not be a good date, but maybe think a little more realistically.
Anniversary, it's like you can go to any place in the world.
Sure, I won't give you a strike because you're thinking the right way, but I think it's more of like
like a date scene.
Yeah,
okay.
Like a one-time date.
Where I would not want.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised. Would you not mind going anywhere, Ella?
Maybe it's not to like a haunted house.
Okay.
I don't know if that's one of.
What if it's like Halloween time though?
I don't like scary things.
I watched Sinister last night. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, that's a scary movie.
That was good.
I
First
get paranoid.
Yeah.
I get paranoid too easily. I'll start seeing things, I swear.
That used to happen to me too, though. Like, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
like,
you get pretty frightened.
After I watched like The Exorcist or something, yeah, I get scared. Yeah, I don't know. I would personally say Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory.
I like Cheesecake.
Yeah.
You don't like Cheesecake Factory? You're not getting the right.
It's
Do you have like an
Right.
experience with the Cheesecake Factory that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I'm not gonna share it, but I feel like the food there isn't really that great. You know what I mean?
What?
Like,
It's a really good chain. I'm like, for being a chain, it's pretty like upscale.
Yeah.
it is.
It's better
yeah.
than Olive Garden, in my opinion.
I'd say for a first date, the movies.
The
I
movies.
feel like the movies on a first date, it's like, yeah, you can like talk about it, you can like hang out with the person, but like
It's not like a one.
you're not like actually like
interaction.
talking to the person. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes
I would
sense.
say the movies.
No, the movies are bad first date, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go into that? What would be like a bad first date?
Even though my brother's first date with his now fiance was at a movie theater, and now they're getting married.
See,
soon.
I think it's okay if you have like dinner before or do something before and then
Yeah.
watch a movie.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
like, because like the first date is you're trying to get
Yeah,
all
no,
that
yeah.
awkward stuff out of the way.
Yeah, that's true.
He had met his girlfriend in class and everything, so
I
they
see.
were like friends before they went
I
out to
see.
the movies.
That makes sense. Oh, that would be easy then if you have a classmate. It would be like, would you want to watch a movie with me? I think that's like
Yeah.
slick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty slick.
Yeah.
Oh, what would be the worst first date that you could think
Worst first date. I think honestly, if you legit take me to your house.
That-
Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I feel like that's a real red flag. Like, I don't even know if you know me like that and you want me to meet your family. Because, like, meeting the parents is like
of? Yeah. No,
you can't even be yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be the worst. Because then
Yeah.
it's like, if you do want to be in a relationship with that person, first impressions are everything. So if you mess up, it's like, how could you ever forget about that?
It'd also be kind of sketchy just going to like someone's
Yes,
house.
that would be very sketchy.
So all the guys watching this podcast, take notes on what she's saying right here. If you want to get a good first date.
I've also been told by a couple women in my
Mhm.
life that like even just going out to dinner is not a great first date.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like eating and
That's what I was
talking.
thinking. Like,
it's not like we're just gonna talk the whole time. I feel like it's nice when, well, I'm kind of old school, but I think it's nice when like a guy's like, hey, let's go here, like plans
Mhm.
it, and
I
then
agree.
pays for it, and then it's just like a very good first impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just be
That's
so
crazy.
paranoid about like what I'm eating in front of the person though for
That's
the first
true.
time. It's
That's
like
true.
I remember back in high school, like I took this girl out to get dinner, and I got
you go
like
to Cheesecake Factory?
I didn't go to Cheesecake Factory, but I went to like this place in like Port Jefferson where I'm from, and I got like chicken fingers
Mhm.
off the kids menu, and yeah, I mean it was a good date, but
How
I
old
don't
were
think
you?
I'm gonna have. I was like 16, 17.
16, 17. Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty early.
Right. Well, you need a good budget for that. So chicken tenders.
Yeah,
You know?
true. A lot of things that people don't think about is like if guys are paying, which personally I think they should. I think it's good.
Mhm.
It's a little pricey at
Yeah,
times.
it
It's like
does, it
just
does.
paying for a lot of things.
Mhm.
So chicken fingers might not be the worst idea.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're trying to make the bill a little less.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
Very smart.
What about you?
Worst first date?
Yeah.
What? See, I don't even know. I think the movies is a bad one.
Mm-hmm.
I think a really good one would be like going on a hike or like doing a puzzle. I
That's
think would
cute.
be two really
Yeah.
cool things.
That's really cute.
But like I've been told by probably the same women that told me to not go out to dinner is that like for the first date, because they want it to be memorable, that like you can
Mhm.
go back and remember like, oh, that first date was like amazing, instead of just like, oh, we went out to dinner.
Mhm.
But it's a first date. Like you're taking a big jump if you're like
Right.
Yeah.
doing something memorable.
If you don't
I
know the person, I'd say dinner's a good option. If you know the
so.
person, though, like hiking would be a good option.
Okay, Ella, I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
I know you're in a relationship of many years, but if I think it's many years, right? 2 years?
2 years.
2 years. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're on a first date, all right,
Okay.
with someone, let's just say they go out to dinner,
Mhm.
what would be something, I don't know, embarrassing or terrible that they would do that you'd be like, all right, this is it. Like you can't date them anymore. Like an ick, I guess.
Honestly, if they start, because I know some people curse a lot, and I'm not
Mhm.
for that. Like, there's people that I guess, just curse, and then there's people that do it to be cool, and that is just the biggest ick. Like, I mean, like, I'm around people that curse sometimes, and like, that's okay. I'm not saying that, like, oh, I don't like that person because they curse. But like, if you're trying to impress me on a first date and you start trying to talk that lingo, it's like, oh, like, you could just be yourself, you know what I mean? You don't have to, and maybe that is some people's personality, but personally for me, no second date after that. Yeah.
I would agree with that. Just like trying to like people trying to be like cool, just like cursing. But if you're on like a basketball court and like you like curse, you have like a kind of like makes sense like why you would say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like a bunch of people around me curse, I don't really care. But like if it's in a significant other, then like that I will care, and that's gonna be weird. I was just thinking back, since these people probably don't watch this podcast, I'll say, but like freshman year, I went on first dates with 2 different people, and both times like they were fine, they were good, but like there were a couple things I was like, yeah, it's like that's not great. The first one was like, it wasn't that bad because like we were kind of doing it, we were both doing it, but like taking your phone out and like was like we were like looking through like Instagram. I'm like, can we just like have a conversation? Like we're on a date right now. This is our first date. That was one of the things. The other thing was this is the second one. She kept saying how nervous she was, and I'm like, just stop saying it. Like, like anytime there's like an awkward silence, and it wasn't even that awkward. Like, we both were talking, and then just like 2 seconds dead air, be like, I'm just fidgeting with my, like she literally would say like, oh, my like necklace or my ring or something like that.
Oh, so it's like she is making it more awkward.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that bad, but it was like, I feel like, why are you even doing it?
I feel like sometimes maybe not on the first date, but if you're like dating someone and like you don't really have to talk all the time. I feel like if it's like silence but not awkward silence, then like that's like kind of good.
Yeah, it's honestly like so weird because a lot of people, obviously me included, when you're on a first date or a date, you're meeting someone for the first time and there's like any awkward silence, you're like, man, this is really awkward. But like if you're talking with friends, the amount of times that there's silence and you just don't even notice, it's like, why does it have to be awkward? It can just be silence.
I agree.
I don't know.
I'd say the best date would probably be like going to like a town or like the mall. You don't have to like buy anything, but just like walking around, just like hanging out. There's like a lot of stuff to do.
True, I do like walking around or something.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Especially October, November, if anybody's watching this and wants to take a girl out on a date. Fall foliage is pretty nice. Like you said you like hikes.
Exactly.
Could be like, it could even be as simple as get something small. Picnics are like my favorite thing because you're chilling, you're outside, you're not like inside, because I'm always inside, so it's like I want to be outside and I want to do something. And you got the fall foliage, and I feel like when it's a picnic, it's like you could buy Legos. That's something that a lot of people do. You could bring a puzzle.
Would you suggest bringing Legos to a first date?
Okay, maybe not a first date. It's because I got Legos recently, and I think that's like, it's Legos like a puzzle. Cool. It's like you just sit and then you try to figure it out, and then you get really angry and you make the other person do it. So that's my plan.
That's the strategy that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, this is a boy thing. Like I always say that, like, I don't know.
Figured out.
I had a terrible date experience freshman year.
Really?
I took this girl out, and then I wasn't talking to this other girl, but like we were friends at the time, and she had like other intentions, I would say. So I was walking down like North Ave after I had dinner with this one girl, and it was like the girl I was talking to, her roommate, it was like her birthday. So all of her roommates came out. My friends who are friends with her came out, and I'm walking this girl down North Ave, and then the other girl walks out of the restaurant, and just me and her just like look at each other, and then I just take the other girl and I'm like, I'm out of here. It was
wow.
So what happened after that?
After that, they both kind of like stopped talking to me, but you know, like the girl that walked out though, like we're still like best friends.
Okay,
so.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did she get to understand what had happened?
Yeah, after like a long.
Does she make fun of you still for it?
Huh?
Does she make fun of you still for it?
My roommate and my friends who were there at the dinner do. Yeah, but freshman year, I am like the most unluckiest person ever.
Well, going back to this question, and this will be the last question, but I just want to get the opinions. A tacky restaurant, sure, like Domino's.
Yeah, that would be
a McDonald's.
Fun. I was gonna say like a Taco Bell on the first day is kind of like.
That wouldn't be ideal.
Because I thought we were just talking about dates, so I'm like, I don't mind if we do that. But on a first date, it's a little crazy.
Strip club is on here.
Oh.
That would not be fun. A sporting event? What are your thoughts on that? Because you're a basketball player, so.
I mean, I think that's fine. I just recently watched the Yankees at the Yankee Stadium with my teammates. That was probably the best event that we had done. It was so nice. Like, the weather was nice, and I was like, I should do this more, because when the weather is nice, I feel like you're watching. I didn't even understand, but then I get to speak with them. We got chicken tenders. I don't know. I think that's a nice first date.
Chicken tenders is the best food ever. I would personally say chicken tenders better than fish tofu.
Than fish tofu.
You didn't even try it yet.
Yeah, but just like hearing chicken tenders.
I mean, I'll try it. We should have fish
time.
tofu or chicken tenders.
Part two.
Put a poll out on that picture.
Yes.
No, but I'd say going to like a hockey game would be fun, or like any sporting event.
See, here's my thing.
Cool.
I think a baseball game is pretty good because one, I'm not a huge like baseball fan unless you're going to the stands or the stadium, because when you go to the stadium, you're not really watching the game too much. You're like with your friends.
Right.
You're kind of removed a little bit from the game.
Right.
But if I were to go to a Jets game, like I would pay no attention to whoever was with me, because I would be so laser focused on the Jets, like I am every week, which is probably not good for me. But baseball game. Also, back to your picnic idea. I think I forgot to say that, but a picnic is like one of the best things.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Because it's like you walk there, it's like a little adventure. You don't have any pressure to really talk all the time. You can just eat or just sit there.
Right.
I think a beach picnic would be nice, or like a hike into a picnic at the top of a mountain would be awesome.
Here you go. You got your top 3 now.
Yeah.
You're ready, Ryan.
I know.
You're ready.
I'm ready.
Gotta go out.
I'm ready,
right,
women.
Ladies,
please.
where you at? If you want any of those options, hit them up.
Exactly. Thank you, Ella, for saying that so much. But
Are there any other categories or?
No. We'll go on to the last couple questions here because we're running out of time a little bit. But so the part 2 is pretty much always the same for all of our podcasts, but we always ask these questions because we think they're kind of important to the athlete to like shape who they are and whatnot. But if you have any, who or what are your inspirations for life or for basketball?
Definitely my family, because I have 2 younger sisters who also play basketball. Obviously, they're also Filipino American, so it is a big deal for someone to pave the way for them. I'm not saying that they have to take the exact route as I did. If anything, I do want them to have more opportunities and visit more schools and do their own thing. But definitely whenever I'm down, I just think of how hard they're working and how supportive they are, especially my family. I think on game days the most not important, but the thing that I look forward to the most is seeing my family at the stands, because it's just like I know my mom's the loudest. You'll hear her. She's the loudest, and my dad is. I know he's very proud of me. So yeah, I think my family's I'll put family as number 2, because I think my number 1, especially as I've grown older, is Jesus, because I've played basketball all my life, and before committing to a college, university, I was really defined by basketball. I was defined by my performance. I was determined by if I had this many turnovers, this many assists, this many points. But now that I'm in college and now I'm a bit more like stable, I think, in my thinking, Jesus has just shown me time and time again how he's always paved the way for me, and that there's no scenario where when I didn't put my trust in him, he didn't give me more than I could ever imagine. So I'd say Jesus is my number 1.
Now, has faith ever played an important role through basketball?
I think so. I mean, I was practicing today, and I had someone come and train me, and there were a couple times I was messing up, and I was like really down, because I was like, I know we're gonna play Seton Hall, and we're trying to do drills where they're gonna pressure us or whatever, and it was kind of making me uncomfortable. But then I was like, just thinking about Jesus and how he's my strength, or in a way, it's like turning it into motivation. Like, this guy knows you're a Christian, so show him that it's God who strengthens you. So that may be cringy to some people, but even me in the moment, I'm like, yeah, like when you can't find your own strength, that's when you need to lean back on some type of foundation. So he's really my foundation.
And what's next for you in your career after college?
After college, I would like to use my degree somehow. I am going to occupational therapy, so hopefully that's one of the things that I'm really thinking about, especially if I'm going to go into 2 years of that after college. I think I should put it to use. I'd still be open to either overseas basketball or playing back in the Philippines, because that is a pride of mine, a passion of mine, and the support there is insane. So I love being around Filipino people. I love being in the Philippines. I also am looking a little bit more into ministry, because we do have like a solid ministry here, and people that like really go out to schools, high schools, middle schools, even here in college, and really make a difference in people's lives. And I think that's what I want to do. I think that's why I'm leaning towards OT as well, because you have patience, and there are people that you can build relationships with. But if I wanted to do something more Christ-like, or like spreading my love of Jesus, I think ministry is definitely something I'm looking into more.
All right, well, Ella, thank you so much for being on our podcast. Really great time talking with you about first dates and Cheesecake Factory and
chicken tenders.
Everything else, chicken tenders, yeah. But thank you so much again. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We look forward to the season and everything that's going to come. And thank you to everyone who listens each week. I know we didn't have a podcast last week. Just Jordan and I's schedules kind of get crazy sometimes, being behind the scenes with grad assistant for athletics and stuff. But thank you to everyone who is always listening and watching these shows. As always, this is Jordan and Ryan on the Athletes Roundtable, signing off.